Hey friends, in this new year, we want to do something new together as a church. We want to challenge you to read through the Bible with us in a year. It's a time of year where you naturally think about maybe some new rhythms you want to start for yourself, or maybe some new habits you want to begin to form for you or even for your family. And what better thing to do than to commit to reading God's Word together in this new year? It's a good chance for you and your spouse to read the Bible together. Or it's an opportunity for you to gather your family each night and to read the Bible together and to begin to ask some questions and talk to your kids about the faith. It's also a good opportunity for you to have your own questions, to explore and read parts of the Bible that you never have, or to allow God's Word to raise new questions in your own mind, and you can come and ask me or any of your pastors. We'd love to chat with you. When I was in seminary, I spent a lot of time in classes, learning and hearing lectures. But I think over half my education and the value of it was really actually taking what I learned in the classroom and what I was reading and actually just talking to my professors and all of those conversations and the things that I would pick up along the way. In the end, we want to commit ourselves to reading God's Word together as a church, corporately in this new year. There's a bunch of different ways that you could actually read through the Bible. You could just start in Genesis and go all the way through Revelation. You could chop it up into different sections and read different bits. But the way that we want to read the Bible together is one that brings the story of the Bible to life. The Bible actually isn't divided up chronologically necessarily. It's really more divided up in sections and in chunks. So you have the Pentateuch, and then you have Joshua and Judges, and then the historical books, and then you have wisdom literature, and the Song of Solomon's thrown in there, and then you have the major prophets, the minor prophets. And it can be difficult to see how all of it fits together. And so we want to actually have an outline that helps us understand the story of the scriptures. And so what you're going to see is we'll read through the beginning parts of the Bible in the Pentateuch and Joshua and Judges and Samuel. But then when we get to the historical books, it starts to add in the readings from the prophets so that we can see the story of Israel, but we can also see God speaking into Israel's story, shaping them and calling them to life and godliness and holiness and to His mission. And so this particular outline that we've selected is one that gives us a little bit of wiggle room. We know that life gets busy and we get sick or we travel and life just gets hectic. And so each week we have a 5 reading set for you to do. And so each week we'll have 5 readings, and then 2 days will be kind of makeup days for you. Just as life gets busy and you maybe forget one day, or you get busy and you can't get to it, either way, it gives room each week for you to be able to get caught up and not feel like once you miss a couple of days, you're already falling off the wagon and then you kind of give up. And so there's plenty of room for life to happen and for you to continue to stay dedicated to reading God's Word. The reason we want to do this is because we want to grow as a church. And the degree that we grow is going to be directly related to the degree that we are committed to listening to God's voice, listening to Him speak to us through His Word, to shape us, to bring us into a new understanding of what He's done and what He's doing, and to remind us of the life that He has called us to. Paul says something in the New Testament where he says he wants the Word of Christ to dwell richly in the believer. And that's our desire, that God's Word would dwell richly within us as individuals, but also corporately as His body, so that we might see and lay hold of what He wants to do here in our life together as a church. I look forward to doing it. I hope you take up this challenge, and I'll see you on the other side.